Got a triple squirrel team. Two of them are undeads. Um, hmm. I'll start with Nomelia. I got a good matchup. Nice. I was worried he would start with the one with creeping fungus. But even if he does, I can probably deal with it by using build turret and just swapping the backline to heal up with my humanoid racial. Hmm. So he probably has weak damage versus me. And these guys probably have strong damage, so I think I'll stay it for now. Okay, so he does have wood chipper. Let me just go for deflection, because he has crouch up. And then I can throw up another build turret. I think I'll go for another crush. Now those crouches go on. Definitely don't want to stay in for whatever he's about to do with this infected squirrel. Will probably involve dots and stampede, so let's bring in Florendo. Well, there's a creeping fungus. Primal Cry's gonna hit that critter hard, so I'm considering just going for that instantly. I think I'll just go for Razor Talons. It'll be a little bit more damage versus this squirrel while I have that turret ticking. It'll make him think twice about staying in right now. If he swaps, I can hit somebody with the bleed. If he stays in, he's dead now. So I think we're basically going to trade here. I'll take his undead racial, and then he'll take my mechanical racial when I go for this primal cry. But this 2v2, I feel like, is slightly favored to my side. Because I have... Snarly's great versus both of these pets, and then my humanoids... I could probably have a worse pet. Snarly's basically going to carry here at the end. So we can go for a rip, I think, is the best move. Surprised he didn't bring in his squirrel, but I guess he knows I have strong damage versus him. Ow. Alright, let's bring in Nomelia. Is it worth going for build turret? I'm gonna go for crush here. Because he might go for crouch, and I'd like to go for crush first. Now I'll go for build turret, because he's taking half damage. Is it worth going for deflection? Go for a crush. I'll go for deflection now. Sure. Otherwise I'll die. Then I can get out one more build turret. Yeah, let's just go for another build turret. Should die to the dot, I think. Oh, nope. I'm barely alive. That's good. Alright, so we'll sacrifice Nomelia. I don't want to shatter defenses on Snarly. Or Bleed. And then Snarly wins this 1v1, no problem. I just spam a couple surges before he goes for crouch. He's already half HP. Alright. Go for Rip now that he's taken half damage. then Surge. It's a good thing I had all those bleeds. Fun team though. Let me pick a team that looks like fun. Do we play with Nomelia again? She did great last time. How would this team do versus that last team? Probably not as well. How about this team? Maybe a little better. Great Sting should be good versus the Squirrel. Um, this team would probably do fantastic. Oh, how about this team? Did I play this team recently? I don't think so. It's a fun team. Let's play this team. It's not like a hard counter versus him, but I got a couple things going for me. Golden Chirper is going to do great versus his 2 undeads. Primal Cry does strong damage versus his critter. Other than that, not a whole lot going for me, but... Oh, I forgot. My dragon does strong damage to the critter too. Yeah, this should do fine if I get him. Not sure what he's going for here. I'm gonna start with my critter, I think. Probably has Wind Buffet, which will bring in my mechanical. So, I think I probably want to go for Sunlight. Okay, I'll just take the Wind Buffet right away. And now I can root him, because I like this matchup, I think. Most likely. He might have liftoff, though. Does he go for the liftoff? He sure might. Let's go for Primal Cry in case he goes for liftoff. Nope, he has Whirlwind Dance. That ability's annoying. And it stunned me. Okay. Unfortunate. Well, in that case, maybe I just bring him to Scourge the Aspects. He takes weak damage from his attacks. I wish I went for Clamp now, but oh well. Do I go for Call Darkness or send the Surge of Darkness? I feel like Call Darkness is better. I can take that Flying Racial guaranteed. He'll probably swap anyways. Smart move would be to bring in that Beast Pet to take weak damage from Call Darkness, so misplay on his end. I could go for the Surge of Darkness. Let's see, 401 plus 50% is almost 636. Let's go for it. He'll die to a Sunlight now, which is good. Or I could go for Primal Cry, which is better. I think I'll go for the Golden Chirper here. Because what I can do is Sunlight to take his Undead Racial, and the Dazzling Dance on the Undead Racial. Florendo doesn't really have anything useful to do once I take his mechanical racial. Alright, we need a dazzling dance. That is muy importante. Actually, how important is it? How important is it really? Well, it'll allow my dragon to be faster than his flyer once he loses his racial, which is now because of sunlight. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty promising. 264 speed, 330. Okay, let's see here. Let's bring in Florendo. He's probably going to try to interrupt me with a horn attack. If I go for Dazzling, for Primal Cry, will I outspeed him? I will not. Do I just go for the clamp then? Just kill him? Okay. Oh, he has Lightning Shield. Well, I think that means that clamp was the right move. He's going to swap me, isn't he? I want Primal Cry, but I don't know if it actually matters. I feel like it matters, right? Is there any way he doesn't swap me? Now he swaps me. Okay, so I can go for a Surge of Darkness, which will stun him. He's going to try to stun me with Whirlwind Dance, but he's definitely getting stunned. Let me see here. I think I just go for Burns. Because once my slow's gone, I should be faster than him, and he stunned me again. Really? Come on, game. Well, I still have Dazzling Dance, so I think I got him. I guess it is 50% chance, but he landed 250s in a row. Unlucky. It's an annoying ability. I'm not really sure how it works either, because it seemed like once it stunned me, it disappeared. So it's kind of like... It's sort of like a magma trap, but it only lasts for 2 rounds. I wonder if you can remove it with magma trap, like if I played, say, Tricorn and the Blaze Hound, then I could like throw out a trap and then sniff out and remove Whirlwind Dance. What was his team again? I'm not too worried about his team. If I get a rematch, we'll play this team just to kind of test Sniff Out versus Whirlwind Dance for science. If I don't get a rematch, it's a little bit of a gimmicky team, but it's not a total throw. Tricorn's not a very strong pet, but he is uniquely able to deal with traps in a way most other pets can't. Okay, now this team I cannot beat with this team. There's just no way. There is no way in the world that I win this, no matter how bad he plays. First of all, he just has to start with the Root Stinger, and there's nothing I can do about that. He's not doing that, which is a pretty big throw, so we'll swap him out, and it'll bring in the Root Stinger. Kind of helping him out with playing the right pet here now. Let's go for a Magma Trap. Okay, and he didn't even press Great Sting, another big throw. So far, he's 0 for 2 on pressing the right buttons. Let's see if he still wins. He can change his weather with Buttercup, which I think is not worth the swap, sadly. I will bring in Tricorn, because Tricorn is beyond useless versus Indigo and his flyer, honestly. Let's set off the trap. I'm going to do that. I don't trust the trap to help me out here, so I'm just going to interrupt him. Stun him. We'll go for a Poison Fang. Okay, he's just staying in there. Go for another Poison Fang, because that'll kill him. And then he's just going to erase my entire health bar with one Great Sting and an Enrage. Let's go for the dot. He's kind of doing everything in his power to lose this game. But I just don't see a way that I can possibly beat him. Unless I win every coin toss with Buttercup, because it is a speed tie. Takes an extra 50% damage from Enrage. I can throw down another trap. That might win us the game. Do I go for the trap now? Yes, let's do it. Okay. Trap went off. Okay. Let's go for damage while he's stunned. I just have to, like, land. Well, I have to land 2 attacks still. He's going to go for an interrupt. So I could take weak damage on Buttercup. I think it's just better to eat it with my... Okay, interesting. And he ran away? What? Alright, so I showcased a team that will beat him last game. But that team's a little gimmicky, so I did some theory crafting. I wanted to see if there was like a triple Sandstorm team that could consistently beat him. So far, the best I could come up with was either this team or this team. So I'm running the Power Pale Shell Crab, because I don't think the SS is really valuable. Power Shore Butterfly, because, again, I don't know if the SS is worth running. And then the Primal Stormling with Sandstorm. And Bash. And then I have the same team, but with the Void Scarred and Nubisath. So I want to see if either of those teams can beat him, if I get a rematch here. We did. All right. So we'll start with the Primal Stormling. First of all, he should be starting with the Root Stinger, so that kind of messes with my limit testing. But, I mean, it is viable to start with Anomalous. It's just that I think the Root Stinger is a better opener generally. So I could either stun him instantly and then go for Wild Winds, or I could stun him and go for Sandstorm, or I could actually just go for Wild Winds instantly. I feel like stunning him right off the bat is probably the smart move, but I was considering going for Wild Winds first just to get some extra damage into him. I think what I'll do here, based on his playstyle, is go for the Wild Winds. And then probably just use Sandstorm after he uses Toxic Fumes. We got a very lucky crit, which kind of changes things a lot, because now I can actually just go for Wild Winds. I'm gonna go for Sandstorm first, though, because what I want is for the weather to be Sandstorm and not Toxic Gas when he goes for Great Sting. Okay, well. Didn't even let me test it, because I feel like if he plays correctly, he might still win. It's hard to say. I'm fairly certain like 2 Sandstorm pets with, like, say, an AoE healer does not beat his team. But 3 Sandstorm pets, especially if they're the right ones, I think, at least on paper, should do well versus that team, because it's effectively an AoE team. He's basically just cleaving your whole team down with Poison Protocol and Great Sting, buffed by Toxic Gas and Enrage. And then cleaning up with Indigo once your whole team is like, one attack away from dying. So that's why I have the Shore Butterflies, to take weak damage from Horngores. And to just, like, one-shot Indigo with Sandstorm. And I can like Coon Strike while he's dodging or whatever. I like the Void Scar to Nubisath because if he's versus Indigo, I don't want the regular idol who does weak damage with his basic attack versus beasts. But I'm not sure if I like the idol better or Pale Shell Crab, because you'll notice I'm running Surge on the Pale Shell Crab, which means that he'll actually he'll be able to go first before Indigo can like interrupt him and dodge and stuff. Another strategy I want to try to look into is okay. I wonder if this guy's trying to beat him too. His team is designed like it might have a chance, maybe actually. Let me start with my idol. And if he starts with his imp, I'm going to expect him to probably go for Nethergate instantly. I guess I could have just started with the Shore Butterfly to play it safe. It would be very weird for him to go for Immolation versus a triple Sandstorm team, so I think he's going to go for Nethergate. Let's see if I lose this mind game. He he destroyed me. I'm proud of you. Well played. He actually just didn't. He just passed his turn because he knew I'd press deflection, or maybe he is AFK. Okay, well I'm a little less proud of you, but also I'm playing triple Sandstorm. Not the kind of team I would typically play. But okay, he's back now and he's pressing. Okay, I guess he was just AFK actually, legitimately. Oh man, I thought he was just being disrespectful by just passing his turn and not even bothering to throw up Immolation. Or going for a burn. I don't see any way that he possibly wins this. I'm not sure why he's still trying. Because his team has like all dots and Immolation gets completely shut down by Sandstorm. Same with Build Turret. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully I made the Indigo team leave for now. But if I see him again, I'll try the idol variant. I'm not sure which one I think is better. I think the idol's like a stronger pet, but I think specifically versus him, the Pale Shell Crab with Surge is a good option because being able to go first versus Indigo, I think is more valuable than just having a lot of health. And I'll go back and try to see. So the other thing I was considering when trying to like come up with a counter team for basically this team right here, it tends to lose randomly to like other AoE teams. So for example, this team right here is basically an AoE team. It's Cyclone with Rain Dance and Acid Rain. So that's actually a fair amount of cleave damage just between these three abilities, combined with being able to outspeed them with Temporal Anomaly. So then you have a third pet that doesn't really matter. Like I actually have this same exact team like probably 10 different times. Infinite. So you see we have Salamander, Leviathan, I don't know if Weber's is a good pick versus him, but Snapdragon, Coastal Bounder, Rattlejaw, even like Kelpfin and Omelia. Regardless of which pet I have in the third slot, as long as they're like, I think 289 or faster. I don't remember what the exact number is, but maybe even the Leviathan Hatchling is fast enough, so I guess it's probably something like any pets that are like 271 or faster. As long as they have Temporal Anomaly out on the enemy team, it's a perfectly fine cleanup pet. So it doesn't have to be the Salamander, but AoE teams can give that team trouble. But then the problem is he's playing Anomalous the best AoE teams generally have Anomalous on them. So I don't like the idea of countering Anomalous with Anomalous, unless maybe I'm playing, say, Alpine Foxling Anomalous. Wait, where is it? There's a team that I'm thinking of that's like basically this team, but okay, here we go. So maybe Alpine Foxling Anomalous and Mr. Delver. Maybe this team or something similar could actually give this Indigo team trouble. Because the way it would play out is like, okay, let's say he's playing the way that I suggest you play this team, which is to start with a Root Stinger, get Great Sting out, and then swap to Anomalous, throw up your cooldowns, stay in until you die, and then bring in the Gordon Root Sting to get out a second round of Great Sting for maximum AoE pressure. If you play that way, I can probably start with Anomalous, Void Nova, Poison Protocol. In that case, I'd probably actually want Corrosion. But whichever basic attack I have, and then try to get out a second Void Nova, and then hopefully the Alpine Foxling, and then whichever third pet I have, in this case Mr. Delver, can clean up Indigo and Anomalous. Well, clean up his whole team, because I'm not going to kill his flyer, but with this build of Anomalous, I should take out his flyer's flying racial. So I might go back to the drawing board and try to concoct some sort of AoE team to efficiently beat this team, but I haven't been able to think of it yet. I guess I could actually just try this team. But I feel like I could probably come up with something slightly better than Mr. Delver because he's very low HP. So even though he does strong damage versus Indigo, I feel like I could probably find a better third here. That maybe has like more HP, maybe doesn't take as much damage from Poison Protocol because mechanicals take extra damage from Poison Protocol. So maybe if there's like, I don't know, an aquatic or even a flyer, maybe? I feel like aquatic is the obvious pick because since he has dot AoE, so you take half damage from the dots. So how fast do I need to be? Maybe actually that pale shell crab. Pale shell. I don't usually do this in my videos, but if I have the SS pale shell crab. Well, I don't love that. Because he's very stally, so if my win con is use Dazzling Dance to outspeed Indigo, then have a cleanup pet here, I think I would rather have maybe a pet with Surge. Like, say, we could just find pets with Surge. Maybe even the Spirit Crab. I don't know. It's probably not the best one, but he does have a lot of health, which is nice. I'll look into it. Because that's a very, very dangerous team. I'm incredibly surprised I beat him with that team, but I think he just didn't play to his win con, so it is what it is. I'm hoping he's not queuing anymore. But let me see here. Well, I did get 5 wins. That last one doesn't really count. I'll play a bonus game. I'll try to pick something a little bit more fun, maybe. Because that last I was just playing triple sandstorm teams for the last 2 games. Let me see here. This team might actually low-key beat him. Because we have the Alpine Foxling, which is a great pet versus Indigo. Mr. Delver is good versus Anomalous, and he's great versus Indigo with Dazzling Dance. And then Arthas, I'll just play this team because I like it a lot. If I get another matchup versus him, I feel like this team has somewhat of a chance of beating him. And then if we fight, like, say, the Fiendish Imp team, oh, that's actually going to be a tough matchup. I'll play for one more win. Fiendish Imp is a tough pet for this team to deal with, especially if played well. Double elementals, and I have Mr. Delver. That's rough. I feel like he's likely to start with a little rag. So I'm going to start with Mr. Delver. Okay, he's probably going for Volcano here. Let's go for Build Turret. If he goes for Call Lightning, which he probably has, that's going to be a huge double-edged sword because it's just going to buff my damage. And it doesn't really benefit him at all. I mean, it just does big damage, but if I'm going to eat that Call Lightning on somebody, I think Mr. Delver is the best choice for sure. Alright, so here I could either bring the Alpine Foxling and Dazzling Dance, or I could bring an Arphis. I think bringing the Alpine Foxling, that feels like the correct move here. Especially because he went underneath. There's really nothing Arphis can do while he's underneath, but Alpine Foxling can like crouch and Dazzling Dance and all sorts of useful stuff. I'm not sure if crouch was the correct move. It might have been better for me to just Dazzling Dance and then say swap to Arphis or something, but I'm not sure how much better that would have been. Okay. He's going to go for another Call Lightning, which will take my Mechanical Racial. So I think the safe move here is bring in Arphis. Oh, and he crit me. Does he go for Liftoff? Okay, no Liftoff. Let's go for Zoomies. While Lightning is out, it'll do extra damage. And there's a small chance Arphis lives until later. Yeah, he went for that Sons of the Flame instead of that Magma Trap. That was a big mistake, I think. So I could go for our Ice Tomb now, or I could bring in Mr. Delver. I think I'll just bring in Mr. Delver. I take strong damage here, but I can go for Build Turret. And Mr. Delver is kind of the most useless pet on my team, so I think it's better for him to take the damage here than these two pets. They're much more useful than him. I'm definitely going to swap him here. That'll take his flying ratio, which is really good. Got 403 speed on Arphis now, and he's going to lose his flying ratio because of turrets. I still have Dazzling Dance for one turn. So let's go for a missile here. And I don't know about that Call Lightning. I think that was questionable, to say the least. Because if he had that for my Alpine Foxling, that could cause me a lot of trouble, maybe. Maybe. I think I'll bring an Arphis here. While I have Lightning Storm up, I can do a lot of damage with Sumis. And then on my Undead Racial, if he goes underneath here, I can just throw up an Ice Tomb. I think I'm in the clear, but it's hard to say. I think it partly depends on how many of these Zoomies I land. It's only 85% hit chance. Okay, so he goes underneath. We go for an Ice Tomb. Because there's not really anything better to do. I think my Alpine Foxling can 1v2 here. The only thing that could save him at this point is the Magma Trap, which I'm surprised he never went for. We need Dazzling Dance, so we'll go for that first. Then we'll go for a flurry. You should go for the attack, but I have my beast racial, so it didn't matter what he went for. Alright. Come on, land this triple and we win. Ow. Oh, I might die here because that lightning's going to hurt. Oh, and he crit me with it. Do I survive? It's 98 each turn. If he doesn't crit a single time, I win. Come on, no crits, no crits. Alright, that was not even close at all. Good job, Alpine Foxling. I think that was very winnable on his end if he just ever pressed Magma Trap. All it had to do was go off ever, and that would have pretty much destroyed me. We take those. Alright, it's going to be GG's. Solid one to end it on. Got very lucky with that, but I'll take the W. I feel like I could have played a little better. There was a time when I went for a crouch, and I was saying, oh, it would probably be better if I brought an Arfus. I'm really rethinking that. I think I should have I should have just went for Dazzling Dance and then brought an Arfus. Because I could have thrown up Ice Tomb and actually gotten some value with it. Because if he just tries to bring in Little Ragnars and eat it, then I can hammer and swap him out and force somebody else to eat the Ice Tomb. So I think I misplayed that, so lucky win, but a win nonetheless. Should have played better. I learned my lesson for next time. That crouch was bait. I should have lost that. Alright, well, that's GG's. I'll see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed the vid.